Hey YouTubers and gamers, I am CyberSnake7 and this is my reply video to edt1138's Top 3 Tuesday question supplied by michaelbthegamegenie, and his top 3 question was top 3 games by musical soundtrack. I found it difficult to pick out 3 games that I can actually say the music was good, because there are a lot of soundtracks out there on games that are fantastic. But these are my top 3, and we'll start with number 3, which is this one, F-Zero for the Super Nintendo. Specific nostalgia for this, because it just, every time I play this game, takes me back to when I first owned the system, and this being the first game I ever owned on the system. It's just good memories, listening to the music, playing the game for hours and hours and hours, enjoying it every second. But there's one track on here that sticks out the most for me, which is the first track, Mute City 1. The music has just been imprinted into my brain. It's just a classic soundtrack for a classic race game on the Super Nintendo. So let's have a listen to Mute City 1 soundtrack by F-Zero. Now my number 2 is yet another Super Nintendo game. Absolutely gotta say, this is my favourite game of all time, without a doubt. But the soundtrack has been robbed by the number 1 game, which I'll show you in a moment. But this game is my favourite game of all time, with a very close to number 1 soundtrack. But it got number 2, and this was mentioned in Michael B's top 3 as well. And here we have it. Castlevania 4 for the Super Nintendo. This soundtrack is awesome. There's not one level through this game, or not one section where the music does not go with the level. It just fits like a glove. Music and game fit perfectly together. It's an absolute awesome soundtrack, and to me the opening sequence of this game just brings back total memories of how good and how enjoyable this game was for me when I first owned it. So let's have a listen to the very beginning build-up music to Castlevania 4 on Super Nintendo. Okay, my number 1 game. Obviously Castlevania was robbed by a current game that came out last year for me. I'm not really particularly a fan of these games, but the music, funnily enough, helped me get through and enjoy this game. And in the end, I bought the soundtrack because I love the music so much. And it is Skyrim for the PS3. As I say, I'm not a fanatical fan of these games, but I actually played it and completed this game. And the music is just basic. It just spells out epic for me, listening to the very first main theme music to the game itself. As I say, I liked it that much, I ended up buying the soundtrack for it, which says it all. I don't know what it is, it's just epic music. It just drives you to want to play this game. And listening to the soundtrack, it reminds you also of the sections of the games. Oh yeah, I know what that means, I know where that is, blah blah blah. But easily my favourite soundtrack music in a game. So let's listen to Skyrim, the beginning track. That was my top 3 Tuesday. Hope you enjoyed what you've seen. Thanks to Michael B and edt1138 for top 3 Tuesday. I am Cybersnake7, and as always, keep playing, keep watching. Thanks a lot.